Let me tell you about Battle for Nightmare Moon. First up is Fiery's opposite, Watery. Watery is a mean, but strategic contestant, who unlike Fiery, can easily stand heights, and since water is dense, Watery is one of the heaviest contestants. Next up is Woody's opposite, Steely. Steely is assertive, bold, brave, fearless, and confident, unlike Woody. Sometimes he is overconfident, which lead him to the path of becoming cautious. Teardrop's opposite is Lava Drop. Lava Drop is talkative, but stupid, and since Teardrop can shoot lasers out of her fingers for unknown reasons, Lava Drop has healing powers. Spongy's opposite is Bricky. Bricky is a small and sturdy contestant, who is mean, and also keeps to himself, but gets along with others very well. Since Spongy has a pungent smell, Bricky would have a fragrant smell. Match's opposite is Candle. Match is mean, and acts like a teenage girl, so Candle would be nice and mature. Pencil's opposite is Baseball Bat. Making an opposite for Pencil is complicated, so Hyper Crystal decided that every school contestant should be swapped with sports contestants. Baseball Bat goes solo all the time, but is also a nice and well-liked contestant. Eraser's opposite is Card. This may be confusing, but remember that Card is based on card games, which works too, right? Anyways, Card would be nice and smart, and his favorite shape is the shape Eraser's deathly afraid of, pentagons. He would easily figure out what the contests are. Bubbles' opposite is Mud. Mud is mean to everyone, which makes her a hated contestant, but is also sturdy. She probably likes regular cake, or whatever boiky cake is. Quinny's opposite is Magnet. Magnet is lonesome, but usually has Watery by his side. Tennis Ball's opposite is Pencil Case. Pencil Case hates trivia, rhyming, and rice cakes, and as such, he's also dumb. Flower's opposite is Mushroom. Mushrooms are often mistaken as plants, but form their own kingdom. Mushroom is nice and caring, and she has her own fashion line too, with products like slippery gloves so Sob taking over the market. Ice Cube's opposite is Metal Ball. Ice Cube is nice but vengeful, so Metal Ball is a mean contestant, but loving and caring on the inside. Blocky's opposite is Hammer. Hammer is a pleasant and caring character. As opposed to Blocky's Funny Doings International, Hammer has a book titled Brace for Nature's Madness, which aims to avoid any wrongdoing. Snowball's opposite is Fireball. Fireball is nice and intelligent, and likes contestants with disadvantages, like harmless contestants, because he believes that no matter if you have limbs or not, you're still powerful either way. Rocky's opposite is Windy. Windy is mature and competitive, and also has good breath, as opposed to Rocky's Vomit. Windy would also be the last member chosen for the Rough Berries, as opposed to the Tough Lemons. Golf Ball's opposite is Pencil Sharpener. Pencil Sharpener is kind, but also insanely stupid. Submissive Organism is her nickname. Needle's opposite is Threat. Threat is a mean contestant who only likes it when people call her Thready, even though she's a school. Threat is weak and slow, as opposed to Needle's strength and speed. Pen's opposite is Ping Pong Paddle. Ping Pong Paddle is a mean contestant, and also one of the richest contestants, but his greed makes him a hated contestant. Leafy's opposite is Cole. Cole only makes friends to use them to her advantage, similar to Alejandro. Pin's opposite is Note. Note starts off reserved and shy, but as time goes on, Note goes on to have the bossy personality she has today. David's opposite is Fluffy. Fluffy is a dog, and that's it. Fry's opposite is Salad. Salad is nice and playful and very edible. Puffball's opposite is Spikeball. Spikeball is scary, but kind, and doesn't prefer getting prizes. He also has a raspy voice. Bombi's opposite is Bushy. Bushy sounds relatively normal, and likes it when Watery washes him. Nickel's opposite is Ring. He is incredibly pretentious. Yellowface's opposite is Purpleface. Ruby's opposite is Boulder. Boulder has a deep monotone voice, and likes anything sour and salty. Dora's opposite is Whiskers. Whiskers is a cat. Donut's opposite is Slicey. Slicey is eyeless as opposed to Donut, who doesn't have a typical mouth. Gelatin's opposite is Steak. Since Gelatin has a steakhouse, and Drag Jordan and BFB, Steak has a gelatin house. Steak is also uptight and mean. He is also afraid of being alone. Book's opposite is Camera. Camera is a rebellious troublemaker and takes embarrassing pictures of characters. Hot Dog's opposite is Sandwich.
Sandwich is one of the friendliest contestants in BFNME. While he would love to put everyone in Dream Moon, his status as the first boot is unfortunately disappointing. Beach Ball's opposite is Anvil. Anvil is monotonous, angular, and heavy, as opposed to Beach Ball's light, round, and colorful nature. While they are gloomy and serious, they're also one of the smartest contestants to ever participate in BFNME. Rose's opposite is Powerline. Unlike Flower, who became Mushroom, Hypercrystal took Rose through a different direction, turning Rose into something artificial. Powerline is pretty uptight, and is voiced by Luke Lerdwigagel. Jammy's opposite is Can of Tomato Juice. Since peaches are sweet, Hypercrystal opted to make her taste sour, but instead of lemons, he chose tomatoes. Can of Tomato Juice is an idiotic loudmouth, who is very outspoken. Ruler's opposite is Hockey Stick. Ruler will join the school sports swap trend, becoming Hockey Stick, a nice and shy character. Toothpaste's opposite is Chocolate Squirt. This one is straightforward. Unlike Toothpaste, who always finds ways to make enemies, Chocolate Squirt constantly tries to look for friends while being very gentle. Needy's opposite is Threat. Because Needy is a counterpart to Needle, Threat is a counterpart to Threat. Threat is a warning sign, similar to Deadly. She would also be tense and anxious. Money's opposite is Dirt. Hypercrystal almost made her power of friendship, but trolled us with Dirt. A mean contestant, and early boot, who redeems herself after rejoining in BFNME 6, only to be re-eliminated in episode 9, because of the rejoiners never win rule, a rule broken only by Red Current. Fern's opposite is Mahonia. Hypercrystal wanted to turn Fern into Fire Stick, but decided it was too lazy, so instead, because ferns are spore-bearing plants, Hypercrystal turned Fern into Mahonia, the Orange Flame, a berry-producing tree with thistle-like leaves. Mahonia is very coordinated and a very fast runner, just like Fiery. Sidewalkie's opposite is Rhodey. Even though Sidewalkie bears a suspicious resemblance to Steely, Hypercrystal decided to make him into a road. Rhodey is a tall character, and is one of the nicest contestants right here. Sincere, straightforward, and somehow almost like LeBron James. Sticker's opposite is Razorblade. Stickers are hard to remove, so razor blades are best used to remove them, and since Sticker is a cheater, Razorblade always plays by the rules. Do you have any thoughts on all 42 of these characters? Tell me in the comments.